All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the official Rocky tier list, the films themselves. Again, I know there's a few out there, but no, this is the official one. Those are all opinion. I'm here to lay down the facts, all right? Let's just jump right in. Number 9, we all agree, right? Rocky V, no argument there. God, even the music in that. It's the one Rocky with a bad sound score. It's got that late 80s, early 90s rap. Corny shit, dude. And if you don't believe me, you younger viewers, any of you, please go just Google 80s and 90s rap, early 90s rap, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's depressing as hell. Rocky loses everything. He's got brain damage. He can't even act, do ads anymore, use his fame for that. Just a crappy movie. His protege turns on him. He's got Don King, basically. All right, so moving right along. Number 8, we're starting at the bottom, going to the top. As you can tell, no whiteboard today because those markers suck. I got this all memorized anyway. Rocky, not rehearsed, just memorized. Because again, the Rocky aficionado here. Coming in at number 8 is Creed 2. Yes, that movie is terrible. Don't freaking give me that. It was awful. All right, we jumped 3 years from Creed 1. Won 7 fights in a row. I'm guessing, since he was a light heavyweight and he's heavyweight now, I'm guessing, he won the light heavyweight and cruiserweight strap in between. We get the fight with Victor Drago, but my biggest problem with this movie is, one, he ditches Rocky to go back to LA. Okay, his mom's there, whatever, and but the coach, right? Remember the coach? God, I hate that guy. Worst character in the whole fucking franchise. The Delphi gym owner, Duke's son. He wanted nothing to do with Adonis in the first one. Let the number 1 contender knock him out. Oh, look at that. You lost to the number 2 pound for pound in the world with no training for yourself whatsoever. You suck, dude. So get out of here. So he's back 7 years later. He's now 8-1 under Rocky. He's won, I'm guessing, the light heavyweight and cruiserweight strap and the heavyweight strap. Yeah, Adonis, now you're good enough to train with me. Like, what can you show him? Nothing. He loses his first fight. Well, pretty much. He won on a technicality. He loses his first fight with you, has to get Rocky back to win one, you fucking clown. And besides that, I just hated the dynamic with the Dragos and Rocky and Adonis, because they're the underdog. They're the ones that's like, really? You lost one fight and your country threw you out? Your wife left you? Your mother's like, oh, I don't want to be a mother to a kid I had with a loser, so she has nothing to do with her son. The Dragos, they're fighting so their mother and wife will love them, their country will accept them, so they can stop sharing a 1-bedroom apartment together and actually make some money. And the freaking Adonis is kind of like Jack Horner from Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, right? He's got the little grass. What do you want, Adonis? Tell me about yourself. All I ever had was a loving mother who supported me through thick and thin, financial security, millions of dollars in a trust, the finest schools, access to the finest jobs from those schools. Useless crap like that. What I really want is to take the dreams from all these poor people. That's how Adonis comes off in that movie, and I hate it. In the corner, remember, things aren't going his way. Rocky's like, come on, you're getting killed. Let me stop. I should have stopped it for your father. I'm going to stop this now. And Adonis pretty much says, like, fuck my kid, fuck my wife. I don't care. I don't care about your guilt over my dad. And if the guilt of my death is added to it, don't throw in the towel. And Rocky tells him, like, yeah, whatever, you fucking piece of shit. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. But it's very cold-blooded. The only warm-blooded scene, the heartwarming scene in that movie was when Victor's getting beat up and Ivan looks back at the wife and country that left him and says, you're not worth my son's safety, and throws in the towel. Rocky 2, it might even be lower than Rocky V, all right? I watched it a second time. I thought maybe I was too harsh, but I wasn't. If anything, I was too nice to it. Now, moving right along, those two are trash. Now, the next 7 are all S and A tier. But if S and A tier had a tier list, here it goes. Coming in at number 7, that's right, Rocky 4. Sorry, I got to throw. I know it's everybody's freaking out there. No, that's where he fights. Listen, take away the training montage, the fights, the flashback montage. That movie is about 6 minutes long. Okay? That movie is a music video. It's what Rocky 4 is. It's a great music video. I love it. Again, when I was a kid, I wore out my dad's VHSs because I was just like, when you want to go to the gym and you want to get pumped, man, you just fast forward right to the training montages and fight of Rocky 4. But it's not much of a movie, man. It really is not. Apollo dies, that's sad. Then montage, Rocky goes to Russia. Montage, Rocky talks to Adrian for 30 seconds. Montage, fight. Movie's over. Okay? It's not a movie. It's barely a movie. Moving right along, Rocky 3, while it is the funnest of the bunch, I will say that. It's absolutely the funnest, okay? Opens up, Rocky's defending the belt, Clubber's climbing the ranks, the battle with Thunderlips, whom, by the way, gets an honorable mention. I gave my opponent's list last time. I had to leave Thunderlips off of it because he's the clear number 1. Thunderlips would kill them all, right? Thunderlips, the ultimate male. The rest are the ultimate meatballs. Anyway, 2 battles with Clubber. Rocky training with Apollo, setting aside, becoming friends. Fun movie. It's the most fast pace of the bunch, right? It's just boom, 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 boom. There's no wasted space in that movie, and I love it. But story-wise, it kind of just falls. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's great, but just less great. Creed 3. I'm going to put that at number 5. That's right in the middle. Because the reason it beats the threequel there, Rocky's threequel, is because there's more to the story. The relationship between Adonis and Damien was fantastic. Their whole backstory together, awesome stuff. Obviously, Damien did some foul stuff in that movie, but overall, I really liked his character. Two guys fresh out of prison, right, to become the champ. Love that. But it had more to it. I wasn't a big fan of the training montage. I liked Damien's working out on Muscle Beach, you know. But Adonis was just weird. Oh yeah, let me go back to Creed 2 real set. Another thing that was shitty about them, the training montage. They take him to Mexico, and Rocky says, "This is where fighters come to be reborn." And I was thinking, what? How do you know, Rocky? You've trained in Philadelphia, L.A., and Moscow. That's it. What the fuck are you talking about? You've never been here. Closest thing you've been to Mexico is when he knocked out Spider Rico in the opening of the first one. And I'm pretty sure he was Puerto Rican. So that doesn't even count. All right? But they wanted to be different. Oh, and well, Rocky trained in Russia to fight Ivan. So to fight Victor in Russia, Adonis is going to go train in Mexico. What the hell was that? And so, which brings me back to Creed 3. My one complaint, if I had to be overly cynical, the training montage. You own the Delphi gym, Adonis. You own half the stakes, and you go train at a fucking airplane hangar. What the hell was that? It was just trying. And he goes and does like karate in the woods. You know, whoi on the tree. That's not boxing. It was corny. Sorry, it was. Okay, they were just trying to be different. They're like, okay, been to the gym, been to the Sluggers gym at Mickey's, been to the Stick and Move gym at Apollo's, trained in a barn, trained at another barn in Russia, but trained in another barn in the desert. What can we do? Oh, I know. We'll train at a fucking airplane hangar. Anyway, so, but overall, great film. The dynamic, the one Rocky movie that doesn't have Rocky, but I was okay with it by now. Adonis is his own man. He's got his own family. He's coming up. I didn't mind it at all. I imagine Rocky's off in Canada, you know, living with his son and grandson, and that's cool too. So, moving right along, next, Rocky 2, because you can argue it's kind of a repeat of the first one. It's just him fighting Apollo again, but it was more than that because he had surprised himself in the first one, and there's a really painful scene. I don't know if you guys remember. Some of you may be younger, you don't remember Rocky, but he thought that was his last fight. He wanted to retire. He wanted to start a different life, do something else, and he realized how limited he was, that fighting was the only thing he could do. And when that little snivelly, weaselly director's making fun of him because he can't read, that scene hits me right in the emotional nuts every time. But by the end, Rocky is the heavyweight champion of the world. He proves all those assholes wrong. I hope that guy, got in a car accident that same night. He was so shocked. But it brought the other characters to new dimensions, Adrian, I know everyone, oh, she never supports him. She's such a whiner. But obviously, Rocky took a shit ton of damage in the first fight. A woman who cares about you doesn't want to see that again. Paulie, got to see new emotions from Paulie. You saw that he actually truly does love his sister, and he does love Rocky, and he really does. Well, he's got a funny way of showing it. He is a good dude. And Mickey, the big speech in there about Rocky's second chance, and he's blowing it, but I understand your wife's sick, and if you're going to blow it, well, I'm going to blow it with you. And he just lets Rocky know, like, either way, dude, I got you. And even his old boss, the loan shark, who sees Rocky down in the dumps, now he's working as a janitor when he's still got some fight left in him, and he's trying to talk him into it, and Rocky's like, no, he's trying to make Adrian happy. No, I don't do that stuff no more. And when he walks out, one of the greatest scenes, he points at a picture of Rocky just looking all jacked and fierce, and says, remember that guy, Rock? Ah, good scene. Anyway, next, Creed 1. I know a lot of people say it's just, like the second one, it's just a copy of the first, but I love the dynamic. I love the relationship between Creed and Rocky, Adonis and Rocky. While Rocky loves his son and his son loves him, they're two different people. Two vastly different people. And Adonis never had a father. He wanted to be a fighter, but he never had a father. So that relationship of feeling that, I have a semi-son, whatever, now, with the prodigal son who likes to fight. Adonis gets a prodigal dad out of it, and I like the relationship. It was pretty sweet. And those long takes, I think the first fight and the fight with Leo, if I'm not mistaken, are done in one take, which was just impressive to watch. The long takes, them walking down the sidewalk. I wish they stuck with that more in the movies, but no, it was just a damn good film, and by the end, again, it was one of those. It was the same message as the first one, sure, but it's not a bad message. That as long as you try hard and you give it your best, then it's okay to come up a little bit short sometimes. It's not going to be your last try. So next, Rocky Balboa. This was the first one for me I got to see as an adult. I was 21. I was so excited. I don't even remember the name of the movie I was watching. To this day, I was in theaters, so this must have been 2005. So I would have been about 20. And I just remember seeing Rocky, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's the guy from Heroes. What does Stallone got going on? Want your opinion on something? Or I've been thinking about doing something, I wanted your opinion. What are you thinking about doing, Pop? Fighting. And you hear the bell, and I was so fucking excited that, again, to this day, I can't tell you what movie I watched after that. Because all I could think about was, holy shit, they're going to make Rocky of my generation. And, man, Stallone, Rocky Balboa and the first Rocky replicate what was happening in real life to Stallone as an actor, as opposed to what was happening to Rocky, the fighter. He hadn't made an action movie in years. This is before Expendables, all that. He hadn't made an action film in decades, and people were giving him so much shit. I remember Jay Leno, who's his opponent in this one? Arthritis? And, which is funny because he does have arthritis by that movie. And literally, everybody was mocking him, and when he gets in the ring, and when you see the training montage, and Stallone's walking around the room doing uppercuts with 60-pound dumbbells, and he's clean and jerking 315, squatting 500, doing an incline bench with 400. I don't know, they did the plates weird. It was like 225s, 35s, that's 295, quarters, 345, and I think 210. So why they did it that way, I don't know. Looks cool. The plates pyramid out. So 385 incline, beautiful. And for a guy that was near 60 at the time, it was wonderful. And so you're like, okay, he's strong, but he's got the classic Rocky baggy grandma gray sweats. Like, what does he look like? And he drops his robe, and holy shit, 60-year-old Stallone is more ripped than a 30-year-old Vin Diesel, man. He still had it, still blew him all the way. There's a little bit of sag back here, but otherwise, he could still grate cheese on those obliques, man. And I love the fight. The fight was one of the best, in my opinion, because, you know, I expected right away the slow motion. I was like, please don't do it, the slow, ooh, ooh, come on, and it kind of gets that way in the later rounds. But to start with, Rocky gets very lucky. If you remember, they made it realistic for the old man, because when Mason comes in there, he's having his way, drops him twice. He's like, all right, I'm getting you out of here. And Stallone kind of cheap shots him. Rocky kind of cheap shots him, because he's like arguing with the ref. Come on, I don't want to beat up this one. And while he's talking to the ref, Rocky, boom, clobbers him. It's not against the rules. It's called protect yourself at all times. And while he's hurt, and he actually starts beating Rocky again, he's close to taking Rocky out. When bam, he breaks his power hand on the elbow or hip of Rocky. And now Rocky's got a chance. And now Rocky brings in the power, you know, rekindling his relationship with his son. You know, that is why the first and the sixth one are the two best, because they're not essentially fight movies, right? They're a movie about this man that we all care about, and his family and his friends and their problems, and how they all come together around to support Rocky for the fight. You know, and by the end, it's like the fight doesn't even really matter. The fight's just the cherry on the sundae at the end of a great movie. And again, Paulie, there's a scene they cut out, I really wish they didn't, where he breaks down in tears out back of the restaurant about how much he misses Adrian too. I miss my sister Rocco, and I really hope you go watch that. I really wish they left that in, because Paulie kind of overdid it with the grumpiness in that one, and I think that would have given him some more levity and some more relatability, and you'd have been like, okay, you know, even though he's a snappy, angry, short-fused man, he does have a heart under there. Again, his son being jealous of him and all that, just being tired compared to his father, but finally putting that aside and being like, hey, wait a minute, my dad's a great man. Why would I be? You know, and so, you know, sometimes you don't see what's right in front of you. And I mean, shit, if Rocky was my dad, I'd be bragging about it all the time. No offense to my real dad, if you ever see this. But no, just a great film. So obviously, number one, no surprises, right? Nobody argues over what is the first and fifth one. Well, except for my buddy Mo. He's got a different opinion on what's number one, but he's wrong. You know, what can I say, Mo? You're wrong. All right? So, but the first one, I mean, to this day, there's a reason why. Right? He never set out to make 8 fucking sequels. It was going to be a one and done. It was just so damn good. People wanted to see it 8 more times. And they wanted to see what happens to his best friend's son. They wanted to see Rocky come out of retirement, you know, because he just made a brilliant character. People went into this movie thinking, what a story about a loan shark? A leg breaker for a loan shark? And then you watch the movie, and he's the most lovable loan shark in the world, you know. Hey, Mr. Gaza said I should break your thumb. And I don't get... Well, pay it back, you know. You should have planned ahead. And he's just a big teddy bear, and he can't hurt anybody. And it's hilarious. Like, his boss should be skating with his boss. How come he didn't break this guy's thumb like I told him? Jesus Christ, these guys think I'm running some kind of charity here. Because Rocky never hurts them. And I love it. And his relationship, and Mickey, you know, what a great character. The quintessential coach of all sports movies. The quintessential angry, screaming, in-your-face coach, right? He hates Rocky in the beginning because he doesn't know Rocky. All he knows is you're a fucking leg breaker for a loan shark. You get out of here. You're a criminal. You're a thug. And he's angry at him because he knows Rocky has a fucking jaw. He can take anybody's punch. He knows Rocky can give a punch. And he knows he's ferocious. But he thinks he's wasting all that talent, all that skill, not skill, but, you know, gifts, by being a criminal and a thug. And he was. And so, you know, he has to humble himself and ask Rocky, like, please let me train you, not just for yourself, but for me too. And of course, Rocky's mad at him at first, but for turning him down all those years, but it may be their last chance for both of them to make something of their lives. Adrian, you know, I mean, come on, their love stories. You can't do that today. Rocky pretty much blocks the door. He ain't taking no for it. He's like, no, this is gonna happen. But when you watch it again, she's a very shy girl. She doesn't complain. I'll say that, right? Jesus, 1976, not that long ago, but damn it, as far as social norms and constructs, it's a light years away. But whatever. She married him. She loved him. She had his kid. And Apollo, goddamn, what can you say about the legendary Carl Weathers? I'll say this. It's a crime he didn't get to be in more movies. That guy just oozes charisma, right? The scene when the whole reason he picks Rocky, because he sounds cool. Apollo Creed meets the Italian Stallion. Sounds like a damn monster movie. God, love it. Anyway, it is, out of all of them, the most inspirational, right? That is the movie, as Joe Rogan said. You know, when I was a kid, me and my friends used to drink Rogs and go run around the block because we were inspired. We wanted to be Rocky. We wanted to exercise. We wanted to get out of the gym. To this day, people go run up those stairs in Philadelphia to feel something, to feel a little bit. David Goggins wouldn't exist without the first Rocky. Think about that, right? David Goggins, who's inspired a bajillion people to stop being fat asses, to stop being lazy, to work out, was inspired by this movie. He would not exist if not for this movie. Rocky 1 is David Goggins. Think about that for a second, right? So anyway, that is the order. Rocky Balboa, Creed, Rocky 2, Creed 3, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Creed 2, and finally, Rocky V. You all know it. Anyway, you can, if you disagree, you can tell me below, but I'll tell you right now that your opinions don't matter because it's wrong. I just told you the facts, the true, inarguable, scientific, unbiased truth of the order of those films.